What is up, everyone? Welcome to this week's edition of the In the Round podcast. You got Matt
and Tyler.
And damn, these new mics sound good.
Yeah,
they sound really, really good. Got some new technology on this week's episode, and we have ourselves a damn cool guest, a guy that we met randomly in Midtown after a really cool writers round took place over at Whiskey Row. It's our buddy Travis Van Hoff. Tyler, Travis, a bit different from the usual guests that we have on.
Yeah, he's another West Coast guy. We've been having quite a few of those lately here, and they're great guys. Great songwriter, comes from like the Warped Tour world,
yeah,
and is now doing country music. So.
Yeah, so it is a damn good episode. Don't want to spoil the rest of it for you, but his name is Travis Van Hoff. He's doing some big things, and we got to talk to him. And here is a little snippet of one song that he played for us. This one's called Neverland.
You should just climb to my window. There's no one around where you belong. You should take a chance at something greater than you have ever known. It's more than a dream, I need you to say. It's when no one seems to sleep. It's more than a dream, I need you to say. We'll fly away to Neverland, maybe we'll never land. Just take my shaking and fly away to Neverland, maybe we'll never land. Just take my hand.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the In the Round podcast. You got Matt and Tyler, and we have got with us, you meet so many cool people in this town, just a random night, and you're just going out and you meet people, some people that are in town, some people that are checking out the town, that are here on business, that are here for music stuff, and we have a guy that we got to meet while just being out Midtown, and we had ourselves a hell of a night. We became cool friends, and turns out he's a badass singer-songwriter, guitar player, and got some new music coming out in the next year, and he's been grinding really hard. We've got our buddy Travis Van Hoff. Travis, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Dude, no problem. Glad we were able to fit it in the schedule. I know these trips can be busy and sometimes hectic because you try to fit so much in while you're in town with taking different meetings and just meeting people and getting a taste of what the scene has to offer. So what are your thoughts on Nashville right now?
You know, they welcomed me with open arms. I mean, we met you guys like the first night, and it's just been, great ever since. All your boys here, it's been fantastic.
So that was your first night in Nashville?
That was our first night, I think.
So a question that we always ask people is your first night like downtown or your first night out in Nashville. You had a pretty good first night. We always ask people what was like the first night that they don't remember in Nashville. And usually it's that within that first week of moving here. But for you, we just had a killer time.
Yeah, we did. We went down to Whiskey Row and watched all the guys there playing at the round. And then somehow just started talking to Jake Arch afterwards, and he's like, "Hey, we're having this private one over at Live Oak. You should come over." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll be there." And then that's when it really the friendship began. So it was great.
Yeah, dude, and you got some pipes on you. You can sing, man, and you can do the damn thing. Now, what's the musical journey for you? So how do you get started? You're from Utah originally.
Yeah, from Utah originally. So when I was 21. Let's go back a little bit. When I was 18, just out of high school, I released an acoustic album. And then when I was 21 is when I wouldn't say that first album was anything good. It was just,
it was
get the first one out of the
getting yourself out there. Absolutely.
Sure. And then when I was 21, I moved to LA and, was playing around there. I did street performing at Santa Monica at 3rd Street Promenade, if you're familiar with that area.
Okay.
That was fun. And then I joined a band, actually, that we played House of Blues from Anaheim to Sunset, and before the Sunset one closed down. But and then we played Warped Tour a little bit, and with the 303 was the year that they were headlining, and so it was a pretty crazy time. Different style of music back then for sure. Still trying to find myself, but I feel like finally kind of going through a couple different bands, having some successes here and there. I've been able to tour the country and stuff a few times, and now I feel like I'm home here in Nashville, so it's good.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
And now growing up in Utah, what's the music? I've never been to Utah. I know that Salt Lake City, I know that you got the Utah Jazz. I know college football is pretty big out there at BYU and Utah.
Right.
What was growing up out there like for you?
It's a different world out there for sure. I mean, there's a lot of Mormons, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so, that's like down here is the buckle of the Bible Belt. It's the same kind of thing where you have a large religious group. And I grew up in New York where there's a large population of, say, like Hasidic Jews and stuff,
Right,
Like there's certain areas. So Utah is the home of the Mormons.
Right, for sure. And so there's a lot of that around. But I mean, there's also and I'd say within the most recent years, it's kind of swung in a different direction. People are realizing, a lot of outdoor people are really loving Utah just because it's so close to the mountains. They're like, Denver talks about, we live in the mountains, but it's like, hour and a half to get to any resort from Denver.
Yeah.
Whereas like Utah, it's literally like 20 minutes and you're in the mountains. And so I feel like a lot of people are moving to Utah that are not, religious, that just, for that outdoor aspect. And so it's been good. It's been a lot of diversity in the last few years. So it's fun.
Awesome, man. I didn't know if Tyler's eyes perked up. I thought he might have had something there. So Utah, what brought you out to LA? What was that process like? Because it seems like that's where you got a lot of your music going.
Yeah, just being young and naive and was like, well, I got to move to LA if I want to be in music. And so I did. There was no plan necessarily. I didn't have any connections or anything at that time. And so it was just moving out there to try to make it. And, LA was the closest music city, to Utah. And so it was something, it was familiar to me because I'd been to, Southern California quite a bit growing up and stuff. And so just kind of moved there on a whim and somehow joined a band and started to plug away.
So that band that you toured, what was the name of them?
The Sequence.
The Sequence.
Yeah.
So what kind of style were they?
It was like a pop punk.
Pop punk? No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. So something funny about me and Tyler. So we're out on the road a lot together, just driving around here in Tennessee or out on the road together doing whatever. And if I'm driving, he'll sometimes take control of the radio, which I'm always like, if the driver's got to be in control of the radio. There's a station.
No, that's a shotgun job.
There's a stereo. There's a station on Sirius that's like pop rocks, and it's a lot of like pop punk and like the rock that crossed over in the pop of the 2000s, and that's like his favorite one to put on. So
he gives me so much shit about it until he actually like started listening to it. One day I get in the car and it's on. I was like, oh yeah, what's this? And he goes, yeah, I've actually kind of warmed up to this channel. I was like,
yes.
See?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what was that style of music like? What would you kind of compare that to, or what was that scene like for you?
It was good. We played a lot at Chain Reaction, which was a venue in Anaheim that's like a lot of bands started there, like Yellow Card and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus and stuff.
Oh, nice.
We opened for the Ataris there and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Seo Sin at House of Blues, and so it was kind of in that realm of like, we were kind of on the back end, I feel like, of that wave of music.
Okay.
And so there was a lot of bands that had made it before us in that realm, and it was, they weren't really ready for any new bands, I guess, to make it out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely more of that like Yellow Card vibe. That what's that one band? I can't think of the name now. But yeah, like Red Jumpsuit Apparatus and all that.
That like upbeat, just rockin', but also very melody.
Right.
A lot of heavy
some
melodies.
Harmonies. Yeah, definitely.
So for you crossing over now and doing this country thing, what's that process been like for you, and where did that kind of start? Where you're going from making that kind of music that's heavy melody rock, very West Coast, to now you're here in Nashville and you're doing the damn thing. What's that process been like?
I grew up on country. My dad loves Garth Brooks. I grew up on Thunder Rolls and George Strait and Alan Jackson and all that stuff. And so I definitely have country in my roots. And, from the sequence, I then formed a band, Van Lady Love. And that was more, it was kind of, it wasn't pop rock at all. It was more like Imagine Dragons style. Kind of, it was still like very melody driven and a lot of, rock, I guess, in it and stuff. But it was kind of getting away from that pop rock. And now I feel like moving from that band into my solo career, into, I feel like country is such a vague term these days. I mean, you've got like the pop, you've got like the Eric Church rock and Chris Stapleton. And so it's like, I think that it's going to be just more of who I am, and it just kind of the songs that I write, and it kind of leans on that country world anyways. And honestly, like in a lot of the stuff I've recorded previously, I feel like you can hear in my voice some country undertones. Yeah. And so, and then the production that was put on it was not country. And so it kind of didn't lean that way. But I mean, in my voice, it's always kind of been there.
Yeah. And you talk about the songwriting. Country is huge with storytelling and huge in that side of it. And coming from out in that, is it considered Mountain West? Would you consider Utah Mountain West? Is it frontier country or what? What's that? I've never been out there. I've been to, I think, Arizona once, which is not quite.
Yeah. It's Southwest.
It's Southwest. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So coming from that area, it seems like storytelling has always been like a big thing out there. With that and your songwriting, how does that kind of all work into it?
It's great. I love Westerns, just, movies or TV shows and stuff like that. I love the aspect of the West and just kind of that kind of living simple lives, living on the prairie, living out Wild West type of thing. And I think that that's kind of where I'm going to draw a lot of my storytelling from is kind of that living, I feel like out here on the east of the Mississippi, there's a lot of growth. There's houses everywhere. It's like there's not a whole lot of open land, and even like BLM land, like there's not really public land anywhere out here on the East Coast. And out west, I mean, there's public land like
everywhere.
Yeah. Just so much public land. And so it's just like this like freedom, almost like this Wild West kind of freeing vibe is kind of the idea behind this new record.
All right, so new record. That's a cool word. That's something we like hearing. There's two words put together, new and record.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is going to be more of the country style. This is this your first solo project that you're putting out in this realm?
It is.
Now, what was the process of going through that? What made you want to go solo, if you don't mind me asking?
I think it was inevitable. The band kind of gets to a point where people just want different things. People have different ideas of what it should be, what the sound should be.
Creative differences. Yeah, right? That's the term that I always hear.
Yeah.
Such a hot word now.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, it is. That's what a lot of people right now are fighting over and stuff is just, creative differences. Like, you got people that sign the labels and get, this image cast on them that aren't doing what they want to do, and then they leave for creative differences. So that's something really right now.
Yeah, that's like even guys in the country realm, like Charlie Worsham is a guy that comes to mind where he wanted to do what he wanted to do and then went independent, or guys, or Tucker Bethard, where they get out of their deal and they do their thing. Or if you're in a group and you're in a band, I learned this weekend, I got to go out on the road with a band and see what road life is like. You're with those people for a long time. Like you're up when you're on the road with somebody. So if something's not feeling right and you have that difference and you have that urge where you want to do your own thing, like that's got to be tough. That's a big decision to make.
Yeah, it was actually. It was always in the back of my mind that I would at some point in my career go country, I guess, as people say, go country or whatever. But I think that it was just that I was in this band and it was having success. And so I was just like, well, why fix what's, you can't fix what's not broken type of thing. I didn't know at the time, you're in such in the thick of it. You kind of don't, it's hard to kind of step back.
Yeah, you don't want to walk away from success.
Right.
Especially when you're having success. Now, were you guys touring around the country? Were you guys primarily West Coast? What was going on in terms of that stuff?
Right. We were booked by ICM Partners, actually. And so our agent booked us from coast to coast. Like I've played East Coast a bunch, West Coast a bunch. East Coast is easier to tour because the cities are just so much closer. Like I can play in like Philly, and then 2 hours later, like it's only a 2 hour drive to like New York type of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like out west, it's like Salt Lake, and then like 8 hour drive to the next city type of thing.
Yeah, same with the Midwest too. Like, you know, you play like Iowa, and then you gotta go to Chicago. Like that's a 9 hour drive, and then you go down to like somewhere else. Like everything like that's not the Northeast.
I was
like
spoiled coming from New York. I was spoiled because we used to have shows just coming through where I would get to go see concerts in Philly one night, to New York, to Connecticut, to Boston, to Maine, or just So East Coast. What cities were you touring there? Is there one that sticks out, like a show where you've gotten to play at some point in your career?
Yeah, I would say New York really sticks out. I've played there a handful of times, and for some weird reason, even though we're out on the West Coast, that's where I made a lot of connections, was just New York City. So that's, where our booking agent was out of, was New York. And our publicist, actually, Brittany Brave, she's out in New York as well.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I feel like every time we come to New York, we have a good show. We have a good turnout. It's just, the city is got its own like energy that you feed off of.
Oh, absolutely. Well, there's that saying: if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. There's 8.something million people on a 13-mile island. Like places in that small of an area, you're not supposed to have that many people. It's like New York, India, certain parts of China where you've got that kind of population, that area. Is there a certain venue that you remember playing at?
Yeah, we played at a few. Rockwood Music Hall is great.
That's a dope spot.
Yeah, that was fun. We played it a couple times. Pianos we played at. So yeah, there's a few places that we really loved playing out there.
That's a cool crowd, and I can't wait for them to hear your country project. Because seriously, the side of, so what's really cool is that you're coming from kind of that alternative rock realm where the melodies, there's some deep songs. That style of music, that genre brings out some very deep songs. Country can bring that out as well, especially with your voice. We got to hear you impromptu performance at Live Oak that night. What was that like? You're in Nashville, your first night. You're with your boys here, and you meet up with us, and we're having a good time. And then all of a sudden, you start hearing number one songs by the writers that wrote them. Like you see Taylor Phillips get up there, and he's bumping out Hurricane and bumping out Kane Brown hits and songs that aren't even released yet. And then there's other guys that are up there just killing it, and you're just sitting back. And what was that like, taking that in?
Dude, that was crazy. I remember we Jake invited us over to to that bar, Live Oak, and we're sitting there, and I was watching all these guys playing, and I turned to Gus, and I'm like, man, like, we're not in this crew yet. Like they haven't accepted us quite yet. Like I got to get up there and show them something that, turns their heads. And, it was just like, I was nervous, man. Like, I played a bunch, but just like kind of these intimate settings, especially with like the caliber of people that were in the room. It was like, gosh.
It wasn't just fans at a random show in a random city. Right. It was at the most maybe 30, 40 people, but everyone's industry. Everyone's writing. There's some producers in there. There's all kinds of different. It's people that will know good music, but it's also what's cool about that. They hear a song that they like, or they're really listening to your lyrics. They're listening to your guitar playing. They're listening to your voice. Like if they're hearing like what was the thing that a key change, like the littlest things that most people that don't have musical backgrounds like myself won't pick up on, they're picking up on.
Right.
And hey dude, you got a good reaction in there.
It was hard, man. Like it was getting up there and just like, oh please, hopefully they like this.
playing just a random guitar. I think it was Tyler. I think it was
your Jake's guitar, was it?
Jake's guitar, your guitar, Sophie, who had recorded with us earlier that week. She, her guitar it was like 3 guitars, and there were like 15, 20 people that got up there, and everyone was just using the same 3 guitars. Like nobody was using actually their guitar. It was just like a guitar pole, just people hanging out. And it was just the chillest thing. We stayed there. I think we closed the place down. We were there a long time.
Yeah, we were. It was crazy. Right before we played, I think that he's playing Hurricane.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of us on stage, and I got to like get up and just kind of sing background sound. I'm like, wow. Like I'm up here singing Hurricane with the man that wrote it, like Taylor Phillips. Are you kidding me? Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I got to follow that. Like what?
That's what was funny too. I think Jacob Lutz was up there too. A bunch of our buddies, Tyler, and he was like, I don't even want to follow. Like there's the guys, and they're like, I don't want to follow some of these guys up. Like it's tough. But that's what's cool about Nashville. You never know. That was a Wednesday night, just a random Wednesday night in July, just random stuff happening, and that's a cool moment.
Yeah, it was a cool moment, and that was the beginning of the trip for us, and so it's just like,
yeah. What have you been up to since then? Because I saw you on Wednesday, I haven't seen you since. Now we're fast forward to the following Monday.
Yeah, I did a few co-writes. Since I've been here, that was kind of the goal.
Carly Rogers,
I wrote one, Mama's Eyes, and it's a great song. And so I did a co-write with her. And then the next day, she was supposed to play a writer's round at Doghouse, and she was feeling sick. Like she lost her voice, and she had to leave that weekend for like a few shows. And so she didn't want to like push it, and so she asked me to fill in for her. And so then I got to play a writer's round, which I was not expecting to even play anything while I was here, and that was just awesome. And then the next day I had another co-write with Kenny Fleetwood, which is actually the guy, we got an email back this morning, the guy that we want to have do our record, this new record, and he's in. He's going to open up the catalog, and we're going to do some more writing sessions, and it's going to be
Congratulations.
Good. Yeah,
That's
thanks,
huge.
man.
So this has been a good trip, and this is your first time in Nashville?
It's been a very good trip. I've actually played at the Basement East a couple times.
Nice.
In my previous bands.
One of my favorite venues in this town is the Basement East. That place rocks, doesn't it, Tyler? Like we've seen some good shows there. It's a badass venue. And
it's great.
So impromptu writers round.
Right.
Then you filling in on a writers round.
Yeah.
You're playing in front of all these people. You get back something from the producer. The catalog's going to be opening. Pretty successful trip.
Yeah, honestly, we were just hoping to get some writing sessions while we were here, and expectations have been exceeded. So it's been great. Things every morning we wake up and there's something new that's happening that's good, and every day has been a good day since we've been here.
It's awesome, man. So when are you moving here?
I know, right? I knew you were about to ask me that. Like literally,
I asked Gus that too. I think on Wednesday I had asked him. I'm like, so dude, when is the camp gonna be? When is the Travis camp gonna be coming out here?
It should be coming sooner than later, man. I mean,
it's a cool city, isn't it?
It's just the city itself has been so amazing. Everyone that we've met has been so just genuine and accepting and loving of just good music.
Yeah.
And every day has been a good day, so I can't imagine what it would be like if we actually lived here.
It's people that get it. It's people that get it and are, honestly, like they say, most of the guys that I work with security on Broadway, like Ethan and Dave and all those guys, they're writers and performers, and they're working on Broadway. You got people that are like Uber and Lyft drivers that are singer-songwriters and musicians. You got like literally anybody.
The weirdest Uber ride I ever had, I was going from downtown to my house when I still lived in Nashville, and I'm talking to this guy, and I was like, yeah, man, so what do you do? He goes, oh, I'm retired. And I said, oh, cool. What'd you do before you retired? He goes, well, I was I think he was the president of Disney Records. I was like, oh, cool. He's like, yeah, under my thing, I signed I did the whole Cheetah Girls thing. I did all the High School Musicals, and my last thing right before I retired was signing the Jonas Brothers.
Wow.
And he was like, and I retired at 47 because there was nothing that I could do that would be better. He's like, I would not be satisfied with any other job. So now I just drive Uber and Lyft just to get out of the house. And I was like, I've actually had that do 3 times now.
Oh man, we got to find him.
Yeah.
we need that Uber driver.
But that's what's crazy is you never know who you're gonna bump into in this town. And it's like the Aldine song says, "Crazy town. One day they repossess your truck. The next you can make $1 million, or everybody plays, everybody sings. It's wild, man." And have you gotten to see all the different parts of town? So you've been out on Broadway. You've gotten to see the clusterfuck that is Broadway, right?
Yeah. Oh,
have you been out there?
Gosh,
Were you guys out there on a Friday or Saturday night?
Saturday night, yeah. We were out there.
It's like a bomb went off. It's really freaking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, could you imagine that after a big concert at the arena? Or while there's a football game going on across the river, or while the Predators are in the playoffs, the hockey team.
Oh, wow.
A couple years ago, Tyler was here for this. I'll let him tell us. The craziest Nashville's ever been.
We had Bonnaroo CMA Fest, and the Preds were in the Stanley Cup all at the same time. Now, even when the Preds are just in the Stanley Cup, they draw 50, 60,000 people downtown.
Sure.
And they shut down all the streets, Demumbrian and Broadway, and they just set up big jumbotrons. And like, there's, 50, 60,000 people on the street, plus the 20,000 in the arena.
Plus the 200,000 that are in town for CMA Fest.
Yeah.
Plus all the alternative indie Americana pop crowd that's in town for Bonnaroo. Because Bonnaroo is a landmark festival,
I had to go to the Guitar
too.
Center that week. I had to go to Guitar Center, Groons, Corner Music, and Carter just to find a pack of strings that week.
Because
everything was out.
There were so many
sure.
musicians in town.
That's crazy. Yeah. Gotta ship it. You just gotta buy them online, I guess.
Yeah, which is crazy. But so you've gotten to experience Broadway,
Right?
You've gotten to what now? Coming from the alternative background, what do you think of East Nashville? Have you gotten to go over there at all on this trip, or not quite?
Yeah, we did a little bit. We met actually Nick Farrell out there. He's a guitar player at Fillmore. We went and hung out with him and his girl, his little baby girl and girlfriend and stuff. And I love East Nashville. I have a buddy that lives out there as well, actually. And
I was gonna say, coming from the alternative world, that seems to be where that style of music, like the Americana Fest, is huge here. That goes on in the fall, right, Tyler?
Americana that'll Fest, be going on in like September, October.
Yeah, in the fall. So like when that goes on, East Nashville is a cool vibe, and a lot of people just think, oh, Nashville, it's Broadway, it's the Wings and the Gulch. The bachelorette parties wait hours to get pictures in front of. It's all the goddamn pedal taverns that go around with all the drunks and all the idiots. It's this and that, but then they forget about East Nashville. They forget about Midtown. They don't know all these. Berry Hill's a cool spot too. There's a lot of studios in there, publishing houses and things. And there's all these cool spots to town, so it's important that you've gotten to experience some of that.
Also, the best burrito place in Nashville is down in Berry Hill. Baja Burrito.
I don't know, but there's a lot of good burrito places. That's the food here is really good. By the way, like going around and trying different places is good. Now, what kind of food do you like being from Utah? What's Utah known for? What do you got out there? You guys eating like bison and shit, or what do you got?
There is bison, yes.
What do you? Honestly, what do you all eat out there? Because most of the people we have on here, like some of them are big barbecue people and shit.
There's some good barbecue in Utah right now. Okay. But I feel like Utah, it's just this weird place where they love their chain restaurants. Like, there's a bunch of chain restaurants. Like, it's the home
of, like, if you want a Ruby Tuesdays next to a TGI Fridays, next to a Chili's, you'll find it on one street in Utah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like Mexican food. I'm a big guy at Chipotle and
I just recently, like, figured out how to do Chipotle right. For years, I was a big Chipotle hater. And like,
you're just getting
finally figured out how to make it good.
What's the method? Fill the people in. Was it this weekend that you figured it out?
No, it was like 2 months ago. Well, when I first started going down the road, it's the bowl with the double rice, double chicken, a little bit of fajita veggies, a little bit of salsa and cheese, and you put the lid on it, mix it all up, go about your day.
Love it. That's great.
Yeah, that's something I've learned is that eating on the road it can be. Wow, like the road can be kind of crazy. What was going out on the road like for you coming from that life?
Especially on something like Warped Tour, where it's just like moving a city
what is
at
the
a time.
Warped Tour like? Because I remember watching the show, the TV show a couple years ago where they're showing all the roadies and everything like that. What's it like being a part of something like that?
Dude, the Warped Tour is like a thing in and of itself. It's like hard to even explain. It's like its own country. They just do whatever the hell they want. It's just crazy, man. It was good. We didn't play like the full United States Warped Tour. We did like a West Coast run with it type of thing. So I didn't experience the whole.
That's still a big experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was still.
I was about to ask, what's it like playing Florida in the summer on Warped Tour? Because that's got to be rough.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't make it that far.
What was California like in the summer though?
Dude, it was great. It was
playing those shows in front of that crowd.
Yeah, it was a lot of. I mean, there's so many stages there. But I mean, we were lucky to have a stage that was next to a big stage. And so, like, when they were changing over the big stage, we were playing. And so we got to play in front of, like, the big crowd type of thing. And so it was awesome. It's just, like, a different animal, man. Like people that are into that style of music are, like, only into that style of music in a lot of ways. Like, they only go to Warped Tour. They only follow, like, those types of bands around and stuff. And so they're fans for life. You know what I mean? Like, their whole lifestyle is about it type of thing. And so it's crazy. But I mean, what's
coming from that alternative scene? What's the wildest thing you've seen go on in the crowd? Wildest thing you've seen?
It was probably when I saw The Used play live, and the guy, he was just like, okay, let's make a line right here in the middle, and so like he separates the crowd, and then he's like, okay, and he just starts naming off all these like things of just like enemies, basically. You're this, you're the South, you're the North, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, as soon as this song starts playing, I just want you to run at each other.
Oh,
and
wall
just
of
go,
death.
A
Okay.
wall of death, yeah.
Oh, no.
And it was just, I was like, as soon as that started happening, I was like, I'm getting away from the line. I'm getting away from the front of the line. I'm not about that. So, but it was nuts, man. It was a good time for sure. But everyone just started going ham on each other, and it was nuts.
Yeah. What's the wildest thing you've experienced on the road, like road life? Like, oh, this could only happen while I'm on the road, kind of thing. I know what stays on. I know what happens on the road stays on the road.
Yeah,
I know there's a lot of tales like that. You're out with your band of brothers, but what's something that you could share with us?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a pretty mellow guy, so I don't think I'd get myself into too much trouble. But
maybe not you, but just something you experienced, like something you got to walk. Like you're like, I don't know, like the van breaks down, or you're out of AC, or like just
okay,
like a shitty
okay. Here's a
situation.
good one. So the van, we're actually driving back from South by Southwest, and we were coming into like Albuquerque, and the van just all of a sudden just kind of dies on us, and it was only going like 20 miles an hour. So we pull into this like truck stop and park it, and we have to sleep literally in between semis, like at a truck stop overnight. So we're just like sleeping in our van, like on the benches and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was scared for my life the whole night. I mean, a truck stop. I mean, I don't know. I've never had to sleep in a truck, like literally in between semis. Yeah. And I don't even know, what was going on outside the van all night, but I didn't want to know.
And if something happens, you can't have a quick getaway. If you're only getting up to 20 miles per hour, you're toast.
Yeah, we would have been toast for sure.
You brought up South by Southwest. Well, yeah. Oh, you would be toast.
I just picture them like something happening and they're like just trying to go out and they're like,
come on.
It's like the grandma on a scooter like trying to run away from somebody and they're just like walking as fast as the van is driving.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, where are you going? Like, come on, bro, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
What was South by Southwest like? Because that's a huge event.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, the worst load-in of my life.
Really?
Because it's just, you can't go down, what is it, like 3rd Street or something like that? Where all the bars and music is.
3rd or 6th.
Yeah, maybe it's 6th.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Some kind of number, yeah.
Yeah, it's some number street. I don't know. So we had to park like a mile away and load our gear in. Just the worst, man. It was horrible. So I mean, playing down there in South by Southwest, it's crazy, unless you're like playing on a bigger stage, like a sponsored stage of some sort, it's kind of hard to like break through all that noise that's going on down there in South by Southwest. I mean, it was fun to go down and experience it and stuff, but like you get lost in all the other music.
There's a lot of bands down there, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's like every bar, like for like a mile, there's just bands playing
of all styles too.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're drawing in it like, whereas Warped Tour or say like a Bonnaroo or a CMA, what kind of crowd you're playing to. Anybody could just be walking in there that say they're like a country fan, or they're more into like R&B and soul, or they're more into alternative and indie. Like they're not necessarily going to be your crowd,
right?
So you're just that's got to be tough too, is playing on a festival circuit, playing and not knowing that it's like where it's not your show. Right. And not knowing the crowd as well. Yeah,
it is a lot harder in that sense. I think that, I'm lucky enough to have been blessed with the voice I have, and so I do turn heads when I sing. Yeah. And, it's just, that's hopefully the one thing that like breaks through the noise. They're like, oh, wait, this guy can actually sing.
Yeah.
And
now, Now, talking about Travis Van Hoff, the country singer-songwriter now.
Wow.
What's for you, what's the songwriting process of going from, I'm assuming you were doing some writing when you were with your other projects.
Right.
What's the writing process been like now, writing country?
It is a little different because it's more storytelling, like you were saying earlier. And so I think that was the biggest reason to come out here to Nashville, was to kind of get in with some other songwriters that have been writing in the country world for, every day for the past however many years. And so it's just, I think that's really what's opened my eyes in writing in country and working with these other people like Carly Rogers and Kenny that we wrote with,
Yeah.
and actually tonight I think we're going to be writing with Jake, so that'll be fun.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
So you're getting all different styles. I'm not as familiar with Kenny with what exactly his style is, but Carly's got obviously that female. She's featured in like that hip hop world with Upchurch, but also has her mainstream sound. And then Arch is more of that mainstream sound. So you're getting a little bit of you're dabbling within the different styles of country, which as a whole is a different style for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Definitely. I mean, I realized that, in a full record, you don't want every song to sound the same because people get over that so quickly.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to kind of diversify the songwriting so that it does, we have like this country banger that I feel like, Jake Arch and these boys here kind of write. And then Carly is more on that like singer-songwriter, like that. Well, at least the song we wrote, it was just this beautiful melody. And so, we want to hopefully make it a full album of, good songs, but like different so that people don't want to skip to the next album or whatever. Yeah, and you want to figure out the way to sonically have it all come together, which is the hard part, which is what Kenny will be working on with you, which is cool. Yeah, that's cool that you lock down the producer and stuff. That's huge for you. Yeah. Now, what are the goals for the rest of 2019? We're already coming into August, which is crazy, by the way. That is
fast
crazy.
This year's going on.
Yeah.
What are your goals for the rest of the year?
So the goals for the rest of the year are to at least get one song off the album ready to go, and we're going to try to release it in October.
Okay.
So, we don't want to go too far into the, the holiday season because then music just gets buried unless it's a holiday song. Yeah. And even then, you get buried with all the other holiday crap that's out there.
Travis Van Hoff Christmas song. I'm just saying, Gus, what do you think? I'm just saying, hey, why not?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Maybe a little clip of something.
No, I definitely want to hear something in October for sure.
So October with our first single, and then we'll probably wait until January to kind of start releasing the actual record. January, and then March is when we want to release the full record.
Awesome.
So as far as like what's 2019 looking like, it's kind of just getting the team in place and ready for the release and stuff. Because I mean, obviously, I know that. I compare it to like a car engine. Like every piece of that car engine needs to be working in order for this car to move, and so we need to like build the engine and make sure they're all working together.
Well, I'd say you've got those main parts together, and things are. The engine is starting to hum a little bit. It's not quite there yet, but it's starting to go for it. I think coming to Nashville was just what you needed, dude. And congrats on everything.
Thank you.
And dude, hope to see you, if not here full time, here pretty regularly, because I like what you do. I like the guys that you got as a part of that engine right now. You're getting some good parts, man. You're getting some good parts. You're navigating and finding them. And it seems like things are going really well. Now, we always wrap this thing up with our guest playing a tune for us.
Sure.
What would you like to play for us this afternoon?
I was actually thinking I'd play the song I wrote with Carly.
Okay, cool. Now, what was the title on that again?
Mama's Eyes.
Mama's Eyes. Now, what went into that song?
It was, she actually started writing it about her nephew. And I think he had just turned like 2 or 3 years old or something like that. And I have a baby boy that is 10 months old now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, thank you. And so, I just wanted to write just kind of a song about just the beauty of life and what it is. And that kind of, it came out, kind of written about just this little baby boy. And so it was a beautiful song.
Awesome. That's badass, man. So where can people find you on the socials? Where can they
you can look it up on Travis Van Hoff on my Instagram.
Now is it VAN or VON?
It's VANHOFF.
All right, awesome.
And come find me. That'd be great. That's probably the main place that I'm most active is on the Instagram and stuff. So
awesome. You can follow his story of being in Nashville and meet the team and see all that stuff, because this guy, I'm telling you guys, he's got a lot going on, and 2019 into 2020 and beyond, once that car is built, it's going to be going pedal to the metal. So, Tyler, another one in the books, buddy, huh?
Yeah, man.
Dude, this was a fun one, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, thank you for short notice. Usually we have to schedule very far out, but I was like, you guys are heading back to where you're heading out west, and we're not sure exactly when you're going to be back. So very happy we were able to get this done, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was perfect timing.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, guys. Make sure you follow Travis on all the socials. Make sure you follow along with us, too. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Throw a little review up there for us on Instagram. It's what, Tyler?
In the Round podcast?
There he is. I got him. In the Round Podcast on Instagram. You can find us In the Round on Facebook.
So used to people saying like official or music, like
Oh,
those two went through my head, and I was just like, In the Round official. No, that's not it.
Nobody's trying to be us yet. When there are those imposters out there, maybe throw the official in there. But for right now, it's just In the Round Podcast. You can also find content on YouTube, Facebook. We're hopefully gonna have a website soon-ish, hopefully. And then
Twitter's coming soon.
Twitter is coming soon. Are you on Twitter, by the way?
He is. I already found him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Tyler is
awesome.
Tyler is a notorious Twitter troll.
I have like 6 or 7 profiles at this point now.
That's
and
awesome.
they're all fake. They're all fake Twitter.
I have mine.
Twitter
I do have mine.
He has his own. But
I actually got a block on one of them the other day. I really went after Old Town Road like hard,
and he got blocked.
And it was my 3rd strike, and I'm no longer allowed in that profile. So
that's hilarious.
So if you find certain Twitter trolls, one of them, I know Tyler just made one recently that should be pretty easy for people to recognize. So if they want to, if they go on there and find that, but also you can find just a wandering Tyler, wandering like he's moving, not wandering like he's thinking. With a southern accent, sometimes he gets confused. And then I'm at Matt Burrill at Coda Rocks, our Coda Bear videographer and photographer. Shout out to the team here too. We got Gus. And what was your name again, buddy? Zach with that really nice Sony camera that he's got right there. These boys don't mess around. Now, without further ado, I'm going to shut up. Let Mr. Travis Van Hoff take us away. It's Mama's Tears, right?
Mama's Eyes.
Mama's Eyes. Mama's Eyes. Tears can sometimes come out of the eyes, but here is Mama's Eyes. Travis Van Hoff, Carly Rogers original. You've been listening to the In the Round podcast.
£7, 11 ounces, a new life wrapped in a blanket, and covered in trains and cars, and 10 fingers, 10 toes, and a perfect little nose. I've been waiting, here you are, and I can't help feeling excited and afraid. Seems like the only thing I know is my world's about to change. That smile, you got it from your grandma. That head of hair looks just like Uncle Tom. And that heart of yours that's beating thunder's just like mine. And when it rains, I pray to God you see the light. You got your mama's eyes. Don't worry, stay strong. I'll catch you when you fall, 'cause I'll always have your back. Big world, new places, 8 billion other faces, but I'm the one that gets to call you dad. And I can't help but feeling excited and afraid. Seems like the only thing I know is my world's about to change. That smile, you got it from your grandma. And that head of hair looks just like Uncle Tom. And that heart of yours that's beating thunder's just like mine. And when it rains, I pray to God you see the light, 'cause you got your mama's eyes. That smile, you got it from your grandma. That head of hair looks just like Uncle Tom. And that heart of yours that's beating thunder's just like mine. And when it rains, I pray to God you see the light, 'cause you got your mama's eyes. Yeah, you got your mama's eyes. Yeah, you got your mama's eyes.